If you're still not a fan of vectors at this point, let me try one more thing to talk you into using vectors the next time you build a toolbar or any application with VCL using the VCL UI Component Pack from TMS with vector support. So far the toolbar doesn't do anything, so what I'm going to show you now is the toolbar is actually going to show the image from the button in this big image area here. And the image is going to be resized automatically while you resize the form, and it's always going to look crystal sharp and in proportion. So here you see the dialog with the first image already being displayed. So I click the basketball is rendered, the bowling pins are rendered, the gloves and the football. You can see that the image is being resized and it stays crystal sharp on the edges at any size. If I moved this to a different display with a different density, it would still look the same way. So what did I do to make this happen? Of course, I had to implement the onResize event of the form to react to the form resizing. And of course, I had to provide a onClick event for all the buttons so that actually something happens when you click the button. I introduced a field into the form class called fIndex, and fIndex is going to store the image index of the toolbar button that has been clicked. After changing fIndex, I'm going to call getPreviewImage. I'm getting the preview image from a new image list, which is called Image Preview, and Image Preview is also connected to the enabled images, and the size and everything is not set. The only thing that I do is I set autofill to true, so I do not have to generate the images manually in the designer all the time. In order to get the preview image, first of all, I have to decide how big it's going to be. So I decided it's going to be a square image, and I'm going to determine the minimum size, either based on its height or the width of the control on the form. And I'm going to store the image in a local variable called LImage. It's of type tBitmap. And I'm going to create this instance and set the height and width. And then I'm going to set the image list to the same height and width, and I'm going to draw on the canvas of the image at position fIndex, and then I'm going to assign LImage to the control on the form, and I'm going to finally release the LImage variable that I only created to transfer the image from the image list to the control on the form. And that's all it takes to get any image of any size using the VCL vector support that is included now in the VCL UI Pack from TMS software.